Good. I hope they all get their license revoked. Hello and welcome back to Asia Now, where I bring you guys the top stories from around the Philippines and Asia. In this video, I'll tell you about 61-year-old found in a motel room in Cebu City. Police start to receive tips on Pastor Kualo's location. 2 taxi drivers apprehended and issued fines for overcharging passengers. A 7.2 magnitude earthquake, and more. Let's start off with the exchange rate, but before we do that, I want to say a big thank you to all of you guys who have subscribed lately, liked the videos, and given back a lot of positive feedback. It means a lot to me. It really encourages me to make these videos. So if you're new to the channel, take a quick second, hit the subscribe button. Here is the exchange rate. Right now, 1 USD is equivalent to 58.3 pesos. So the peso gaining very slight gains against the US dollar. I'm curious to see if the $1 is going to reach 59 pesos anytime soon. Let's see what happens. And here's our main story. A 61-year-old man was found inside a motel room in Cebu City around 2 a.m. on Thursday, July 11th. Police Major Romeo Jr., chief of the Mabolo police station, said the man entered the motel with a woman around 9 p.m. on Wednesday, July 10th. The woman, however, left the motel around 2 a.m. When the motel staff checked the room, no one reportedly answered the call, prompting the staff to open the door using a spare key. The man was then found laying naked and not responding. Now, this is a reason why a lot of times when you go anywhere in the Philippines, hotels and condos, apartments, they require your guests and visitors to provide identification. You know, a lot of times as a traveler, as a Westerner, as a foreigner that's not accustomed to having this kind of rule in place, you might be a little bit annoyed or just not like it. I don't still like it, to be honest, but these are the reasons, and I can see why they ask for these kinds of things, because you never know if that woman did something or she didn't. And the one key piece of information that's missing from this, we don't know if that's a foreigner or if it's a local. All we know right now is the man's age and that he entered the motel room with a woman. Leave your comments down below if you know anything about this story or any situation like this, or what do you think of this whole, having people provide IDs upon check-in. Yeah, it's kind of new to me, but I can see why it makes sense now. Next up, police received lots of calls regarding Pastor Kualo's whereabouts. Yesterday's video, I mentioned how some actual citizens, not police or departments, but actual individuals raised 10 million pesos as a reward for any information locating this wanted fugitive. At this point, here's the details on the story. Authorities started receiving information on the possible location of Pastor Kualo following the announcement of the 10 million peso reward, the Philippine National Police said on Thursday. In a press briefing, I quote, according to him, some people called the hotlines there. After we announced the reward, many people provided information, but we will not accept it hook, line, and sinker because some might provide misleading information. All right, so some new information on that. Looks like police have some leads. But one thing I want to mention, I think some people that represent Kualo, they brought concerns up against this because they're saying that the money raised is unconstitutional. Also, there are rumors that this person, Apollo Kualo, is now in China. So we'll see if there are any developing stories regarding that. 2 taxi drivers were apprehended and issued a temporary operator's permits Thursday, July 11th due to fare overcharging. The Land Transportation Office in Central Visayas has issued a warning to PUV drivers that they will face consequences for overcharging, especially during the Palarong Pambansa 2024. The LTO-7 director Glenn Glario has received complaints from the Palar delegates who have fallen victim to overcharging by taxi drivers. Good. I hope they all get their license revoked. Look here, man, I want people to make money. I know not everybody is in a position to be privileged enough to be comfortable financially, but when you take advantage of other people, firstly, taxi drivers, they annoy the heck out of me, especially in Manila. Like, not all foreigners are wealthy and rich. And secondly, they don't just do it to foreigners, they do it to locals, as you can see clearly. And lately in Cebu, even I've noticed some taxi drivers aren't as friendly and nice as they once were when I first got there 5 years ago, because some of them are not turning on the meter. This is nothing new. If you live anywhere in Manila, you know this stuff happens, especially when it's raining, supply and demand, all that. I get it, but I just hope this doesn't become a habit because, yes, it's happened to locals as well. And for some reason, that's always agitated me. Let me know in your comments down below. Have you been overcharged in a taxi, or at least attempted to? And that the thing they mentioned about, what is it called? Palarong Pambansa 2024. I think that's a track and field event that's going on in Cebu City right now. It's between like middle school and high schoolers. So I used to love this kind of event when I was in high school and middle school. I love track and field and doing sports and athletics and all that. So it might be super exciting for these people to come and enjoy Cebu and partake in these like events. But it's gonna kind of tarnish or leave like a sour taste in your mouth that somebody's trying to scam you in a taxi while you're trying to get to the field or the track and all that. In some sad news, 11 people have passed away in a bus and a pickup truck collision in Cagayan. This happened in Abulug, Cagayan. The Public Information Office said the entire family in the pickup truck have been in the accident. Initial investigation showed that the bus struck the pickup truck, which then hit a market stall. The bus driver, J.J. Andrada, suffered a foot injury. He will be charged with reckless imprudence, resulting in harm and damage to property, police said. And it's kind of a sad story because the family was actually coming back from a wake. These kinds of stories is nothing really new in any country, to be honest. Road collisions happen all the time, but it's just sad to know that 11 people just from one incident between two vehicles. And then a magnitude 7.1 earthquake agitated the waters of the coastal town of Palembang, Sotong, Gujarat at 10:30 a.m. on Thursday. Apparently no damage was expected from the magnitude 7.1 earthquake, but aftershocks are likely. That's a huge earthquake. I'm not like a, what's that, seismologist? I don't even know the people that study earthquakes, but I feel like 7.2 sounds like a pretty big magnitude, but apparently we're just off the shore of this place, so hopefully nobody got injured. In some travel news, this story is just completely bizarre, and it's so... Anyways, here's the story. A Chinese man was caught smuggling 104 live snakes in his pants. A man in China was caught trying to travel through the border between Hong Kong and Shenzhen with a total of 104 living snakes placed in 6 drawstring bags closed with tape inside the man's pockets. China Customs has not identified the traveler. The country remains one of the biggest animal trafficking centers in the world. A customs authority said, I quote, "Those who break the rules will be held liable in accordance with the law." Okay, let's hope they hold everybody to the accordance. So anyways, firstly, how big are your pants, bro? Like 104 live snakes, even if they're baby snakes, that's a lot of, like, what are you thinking, right? Hey, I'm just gonna put a bunch of snakes in my pants and go to the airport and hopefully nobody sees it while I strap my legs with some tape and hope none of these snakes bite me. I don't know, man. I don't know. I like to think everybody's equal, but like sometimes stories like this kind of make me wonder, yeah, some really strange people out there that think they can smuggle snakes on a plane. I don't know. Let's go on. A quick correction in the story of Geneva Lopez, the story I covered yesterday and probably the day before. When we talked about it, I mentioned her, or I referred to her as a beauty queen, but her actual title is beauty pageant contestant. So I want to clarify that. And that's another thing, guys. This is not like a professional news channel. This is not like a studio somewhere where and I'm not a journalist. So I'm just sharing the top stories with you guys. But if I make an error, please write it down in the comment section. I'd love to correct myself. So yeah, thank you for pointing that out. And let's move on to our segment now called Yesterday Today, where I highlight some of the most popular comments. One of the most popular comments come from Thomas Gordon, who says, "Oh, how I would love to hear the USA say they will deport those that abuse the hospitality of our country. No visa, you gotta go." That's a very popular comment. And someone else says, well, if you break the laws here, there should be no surprise if they're deported, end of story. That's the thing. I think most natives of any country, they don't mind people coming in or whatever, but it's the ones that break the law, right? That's when the problems arise because there's this extra sense of disrespect when a guest basically commits a crime in your home country. So I'm 100% for that. Speaking of committing crimes, this next comment kind of made me chuckle. I don't have to respond to comments like this, but I want to. So here's what somebody said. "You're the new Philippines rat." Okay, so because I bring the news about other people committing crimes, I'm the rat. So I responded by saying, "So you support people like this, huh? And PDF files. I'd rather be called a rat than any of those above. Also, your name says everything I need to know about you." Yeah, don't come at me, bro. You can't test me like that. I got thick skin. I'm not part of this new generation of people that get offended by comments. Bring them on, say whatever you guys like. I love to address them. But all jokes aside, if you enjoyed this video, take a quick second, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, let me know what you thought of this video. It seemed like a lot of people have also enjoyed the fact that I read some of the most popular comments because this is a community. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.